Hi guys, how you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. Back again, as they say. So, hi to Dad, aka Scully Models. Hi to Paul, Plastic Monkey. How you doing, fella? Evening, Colin. How's tricks? And Quano Man, how you doing, buddy? And over on Facebook, we've got Chris in a minute and Hanu. How you doing, fellas? Good to see you. So, first of all, one little quick thing before I get on the model. I want to say thanks to all the guys on Facebook that looked at my profile today. I was putting about funny war stories that your grandparents told you, because it's not all doom and gloom with war, and there's some funny ones. So if you've not been over and had a look, pop over and have a look. There's some great stories in there. Evening, Steve. How you doing, buddy? So, yeah, over to the models, as we do. Now, I clicked the button after that power dropout on the last live. I googled it, looked on the OBS software thingamajig, and I've clicked a couple of buttons, so hopefully it's a bit more stable today. You like that, Quano, do you? Yeah, I've had that countdown for ages. It's just a bit of fun, you know. So anyway, back on the old Lancaster. I did do the touch-ups that I noticed on the photographs. So there it is there. I did clean that up and sort that out. Facebook's wanting to connect calls, so I've just told it to shut up. Yeah, so I touched up the bits that needed touching up, so we're all good on that. So on this half here, we've got a silly little table and a decal, and then we can whoop the two pieces together. As you can see, the crystal clear is disappeared between the windows. It's come out really well. So all good. Happy with that. Nice and clear as well. You can see my bench and everything through it. So you can see my hand and they're nice and clear. So all good. We'll get on with this bit of plastic and crack on. How you doing, Michael, Marco, Glenn, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Lots of people popping in over on Facebook, lots on YouTube as well, so all good. So we've got a decal carry on, so we might as well get that bit done. It's number 2, like dials and whatnot, so we'll get that whooped on at the same time. I must remember to sign it this time, like Mark was saying, just for the fun. And we'll get that sorted. We'll pop that in that water. The only one at the minute, I think. There is a map. I think that goes on the one. Double check that, see where that goes, because there is a map one as well. Yeah, we'll get that map done as well, because that goes on the table. We'll get that cut out and put in the water. I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. Yeah, the war stories, the funny stories, was great to see. Some really funny ones. Evening, Tim. Is it Leiden? How you doing? Yes, Chris. Thanks. Still a little niggle on my back, just to remind me to be careful. But that's about it. Nothing that's going to stop me anymore, anyway. So all good. Good evening, David. Lots of lovely people. So while I'm waiting on that, see, remember we labelled the spruce, so C21. So Apparently this has got the tabletop's brown apparently on this bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the black, let that dry, and then I'll whip it into place and paint the brown, I think. All good fun, so they say. So I hope everyone's been keeping well. I've been playing with a pricing gun today. One of them pricing guns. Pricing stuff up. My good lady brought me one. Make life a little bit easier. All good fun. They're actually easier than what I thought to use, so that was good. There you go, just a little bit of black there. Definitely seem more stable with this setting that I've had to do. That's good. Get this decals on. Bit of mica setting sold. So, Dad, scaling models. That Virgin White Lightning, the blah blah blah, whatever it is. The underneath decal is like wallpaper, and I built it when it was all in the news that it was going to take off and all that, before the accident happened. I built it then, so I was near the beginning of the hobby, so all I had was the mica set and mica sole, and the decals, typical Revel wallpaper kind of decals, were awful. Now at that point I was kind of none the wiser in the hobby, because I'd only just started out, so I didn't know about the extra strong decal solution and stuff like that. So you'll be fine. At the end of the day, you've been in the hobby a lot more than me, and you'll be fine. Just use a stronger decal solution though, because they are thick like wallpaper. It's that shiny thick where you put it on, and if you don't use a stronger solution, you could peel it off again. You know, it's one of them kind of ones. You get them now and again. Sometimes Academy ones are like that. Yeah, I just remember it really well. When I saw them fuselage halves, I thought, oh, I know what that is. But like I say, I was a bit naive back then, and all I used was the mica set and mica sole, which really is no good for that kind of stuff. So there's a map on the table there. All good. We've got our little decal on there as well. This will be near enough dry because it's very hot in here, as it always is. Let's see what Facebook's saying. Evening, Mark, Alex. Right, Mark Bird, Alex, and Mark Forsyth. How you doing, chaps? Good to see yous. Always good to see everyone. See, when I see everybody, or I see them online commenting and whatever, you know, at least you know that they're okay. Which is, I do wonder when I don't see people for a little while. No worries. That yeah, it's just that, mate. It was I mean, like I say, I was a newbie at the time, and Microset and Microsoft did not touch them at all. They were no help. Just needs that extra oomph, really. But you know the kind of decals I mean. Because you get them where you put them on, and it just, you do all the set and sole and all that carry on, and then you touch it and it just peels off, and it's like, meh, it's not bonded at all. And it wasn't anything to do with like shiny surface or matte surface or anything like that. It was nothing to do with that, because I knew about all that. It was just horrible thick decals, but it'll turn out fine. Good evening, Moose. How are you? You had to buy your maps, Chris. Yeah, it comes with a little map, pal. You know, all good. Chris Wren says they used to use white vinegar, still do sometimes, a Rebel decal softener and Humbrol for the Airfix. All right, yeah. Good evening, my Snoopy friend with Snoopy as his icon. I can't pronounce your name, my friend. If you could type me your name in like kind of an English version of your name, that would be great, because I can't read that kind of writing. But all good. Now the boss is in, so I better behave. Good evening, Robert. How you doing, Alistair? Good to see ya. Chris Wren, Tamiya decals need a hot damp cloth. Yeah. Good evening, Alan. How you doing? Moose still on the right side of the dirt. You got a coffee, Moose? So we're nearly there. Just waiting on this. What I'm going to do, I think I'll just glue that on, and then if it needs a little touch up, we'll sort that out after. It should be fine. There you go. Got that in without any damage at all. Thanks, Alistair. Yeah, it's getting there, buddy. It's been fun so far. Just a little teasing to get the wing spars in. The holes here need a little teasing just to get that wing spar in. But apart from that, it's been fine so far. I'm going to give this a little tease just to make sure. I don't want no hassle like last time. Good stuff, Moose. Got to have your coffee. So, the moderators over on YouTube, cheers for that. Seems it's your comments I always have to keep moderating. So, I'm glad you accepted that. That's one. Just do this other one because it is tight as a something. Mathlas, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Hopefully. Now I have been warned that the two halves can be a pain to align. The two fuselage halves. So there's our little table in there, and I've just extended the holes. Vamp could be hiding. There's plenty of people not talking on YouTube, so he could well be there. What else have we got? Common Road. Good evening, Archie. How are you? So, oh, look at that. See, just that little tease with a file makes a world of difference. That's great. Right, now it's getting this bit over. Ooh, that's a noise you don't want to hear. Right, so we're good at the back there. Look at that. We're good at the back. So I'm just teasing it in. I don't want to knock anything out. Ooh, ooh, we're doing well. Oh, lovely jubbly. That, my friends, has fitted lovely. I can get that lined up there. I think at that we're going to be fine. So that is really good. Evening, Chris. No problem, pal. You take care, yeah? I'll catch you when I catch you. Your bomber command Dio. Not sure, Alistair, to be honest. I have to admit, right? Evening, Jamie. Evening, Phil. I have to admit, I don't get a chance 9 times out of 10 to check out things on people's profiles, to be honest. My days tend to be really busy. I don't get a chance to do half of what I want to do online. Who we got there? Oh, just everybody saying hi. Oh yes, Sue. Sue's there too, is she? Where's Sue? Oh, can't see yet. Yes. So sorry, Archie. Yeah, the best thing to do with me, because I'm terrible and I'm really busy most of the time, is to always tag me on your photos, be it Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Just tag me, mate, and I'll clock it then for sure. If it's in my face, I can't miss it, basically. If I have to go looking, then I miss things all the time. Not a great situation to be in like that, but it's because I do a lot, so kind of busy most of the time. I do try my hardest to see people's posts and whatnot, but it's not always feasible. Wondering if I can get a peg in there. No. Right, I'm gonna have to hold it in. No choice in the matter. And if that's the case, I'm gonna change glues. I'm gonna go for the old EMA plastic weld because that's quicker. Right, where's my duff brush? Yeah. Right, EMA plastic weld so much faster. And no, Dad, I can't put the lid on because otherwise how am I supposed to get to the glue? Before you say anything. There you go, you see that bonds so much faster. EMA plastic weld. Great stuff, but don't use on little parts. Capillary action, you know, but great on the wings and bigger bits opposed to the little bits. Put it on the little bits, it will just dissolve it into a plastic blob and then you'll cry. You don't want to see grown men cry. Evening, Michael. Am I on any, Michael, am I on any of your Facebook aircraft modelling groups? Not sure, buddy, to be honest. I should be, as I've known you for years and years and years, but to be honest, I don't know. I'm on about 400 groups and I run about 30 groups as admin. So, you know, I kind of get lost on all the groups too, to be honest with you. Yes, Alistair, I have kind of mixed emotions with elastic bands, especially with capillary action glue. They tend to, they have a habit of melting to the model, basically. I've only got the one eye, so if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, it can end in disaster. Evening, Frank. Yeah, I'm keeping well, thanks, buddy. Good old Moose. Don't forget the thumbs up, she says, bless her. She's a good one. Keeps all the guys in check. Everyone needs a lady on YouTube to keep the guys in check. See, I even called her a lady, bless her. So, let's get his little nose bit on. If I'm not on any or WhatsApp, Michael, I'm admin on 20 or 30 groups too. You have a load of themed groups. Oh, right. See the problem I have with groups, Michael, to be honest with you, right? Unless it's admin that adds me, I won't join them because, you know, I get into groups where people add me and then the group rules come up, which is fine, you know, no spam, no blah, blah, blah. But I post the way I post, you know, with Alclad as I do, and with my logo, and I post from my page. Some groups I've had arguments, well, not arguments, but I've had them turn nasty on me, trying to say that I'm gaining financially and I'm this and I'm that and I'm a spammer and all this, and it just gets really nasty. So I tend not to join a group now unless the admin add me or send me an invite, because they know how I post and they know me and they know I'm not like that. So I just can't be doing with all the moaning and all that and accusing me of stuff that I'm just not doing, you know. I do what I do. I enjoy helping others and I try my best. That's it. Oh, that weren't too good. I push that nose up. That nose is such a fragile little bit. Just pushed it just that little too tight and it went in on itself. Yeah, mate. Oh, no worries. Just send me an invite, pal, and I'll sort it out once this live's over. Like I say, I just, there was a few times that I got accused of all sorts and it got really nasty and it's just not my nature, you know. And then suddenly everybody else was giving it all. What do you mean? Yeah, I thought that too, backing up the admin. And I thought, do you know what? Forget it. There was a few people stood by me and spoke up and said, well, what are you accusing him of then? And all that. And they didn't like that either. So, you know, it just got, I thought, do you know what? There's more to life than that. Carry on. Right. Now, I found one issue. One major issue. There you go. Got it. It's all right. Sorted it. That silly little dome circle that's there just in case for a future mock, you know, a future release, was just getting in the way of it. I think I've got it. Just got to give it a little push in there. There. But all good fun anyway. There's more to life than bickering. Evening, Pete, Carlo, and is it Billo? I think. I really hate trying to pronounce names. I'm awful at it. Bit like when I wind up everybody on Festa 67's workshop about what meals I've had. It's that kind of way. There we go. That's just about there. It's been a bit of a pain, this last little bottom bit. It's quite tight. And it's not a bit where you can stand and feel and all that. Hi Sue. I've got love hearts. Good on ya. See that? Love hearts. See that, guys? Yo. Right, is that on? Yeah, that's on. So I've just got one more bit to do. I think that's got it. I'll check it in a minute. One more little bit. It's just a little lip there I'm not happy with. There you go. Push it down again. See, that's a good thing with this. You put some more on it, just reactivates it and gives you that option to adjust it slightly. But we're pretty good. We're not bad at that. It's just one little bit. It's a bit of a pest, but we'll get it. Just there in that little corner there. You just see daylight going through, so I knew that bit weren't quite right. Super. There we go. Check it all. It's been a bit fiddly, this one. Colin. You see, the trouble is now you'll all be deleting your love hearts where you're in competition with one another. This is on YouTube, by the way, fellas, on Facebook. There's a little thing going on with the old kisses and love hearts and stuff. And it's quite comical. Right. Yeah. As soon as that's dry, we're happy. I'm happy. I think. All good fun. Just give it a second. What's my favourite plane in World War II? How you doing, Alexandra? My favourite plane in World War II. That's quite a hard question. I'm going to upset quite a few people when I say it. No, well, yeah. I'm going to upset my RAF friends, shall I say. The one I've built the most, my favourite, would be the Polish squadron of the Spitfire VB. I quite like the Spitfire VBs. I built a few of them, but I like quite a few of the Polish squadron stuff. No worries, Michael. Thanks, pal. I'll get that sorted as soon as I'm done. Yeah, so it's Spitfire VB, and I've got a love for the B.17, mainly because I've met, I think her name's Ellie Sanders, I think her name is. I've met her, who's the owner of the Sally B.17 stroke Memphis Belle. I've had the privilege of looking around in it, stuff like that, and it was near when I started the hobby, so I've had a real love for that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, B B.17 at the moment. That's the one. Yeah. Cheers, Michael. Ellie Stallingbo or something. And interestingly enough, she was a lovely lady, and I spoke to her for about 40 minutes about absolute rubbish, the weather, all sorts of crap. And she was standing next to me chatting away, and we was watching the Vulcan's last flight, and she was loving it. We had a right old natter, and then I turned round and realised who she was. Yes, Sally B's the only one, yeah, in Europe. But interestingly, you see the naked lady on the side of Sally B. That's her when she was younger. Not that I was like tongue hanging out and all that. Right. But yeah, that's actually her. That's what the artwork's based on. Her in her younger days. So sadly, her husband passed away, and she was left in charge of the project. And I had the privilege of going inside the B.17 and thoroughly enjoyed it. Right, we have got our separate halves on, and they're fitted with reasonably not too much bother. The lines you can see is the paint, basically, which is nothing. We can get rid of that and sort that. But there's no actual gaps. That's actual paint. So no problem at all there. I'm really pleased with that. Same with underneath, it's actually paint. Where it's oozed, you know, where it's oozed with the glue and gave that little plastic ridge, and then I'll give it a sand and that will disappear. Fingers crossed. A little bit of effort, but nothing too major. Just making sure everything is right, because I don't want no problems after. So yeah, so we've got our halves on. All good. And there's underneath there, all nice on both sides. So all good. How you doing, Vamp? Good to see you. They're on the wind up on YouTube. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, just them wing spar slots so far. I was pre-warned, but they thought it was maybe because they'd painted the wing spar and I hadn't, so it should go in all right, but it didn't. So it is a bit tight. So if it's the same mold but a different release, then that might be your only issue. Just noticed one little bit. I know it's kind of boring me sitting here just gluing and waffling on, but it needs doing. Yeah, just that little tiny bit. Evening, Bill. Good to see you. So yeah, Sally B's awesome. So was the Vulcan, right enough. I mean, what a size of an aircraft that was. I was right up close to it, and it was like, wow, sheer size. Such a tiny cockpit too. The new Airfix Spitfire VC is excellent. Oh, good stuff. That last one I done, the Hurricane, the tropical one, that fitted nicely. Didn't have any issues with that. And when I done the Wellington, that was great fun too. So, but then I'm used to old ropey kits, so getting a nice kit is always a bonus for me. Evening, Ivan. How you doing? So there's our little. You can even see his little map on there. Look, he's on the table there. The cockpit. Like I say, that bit there's actual paint, so it's not a problem there. All good. Don't know what's next. We shall have a look. Right, all these bits are black, so I'm just going to do them all black at the same, all at once kind of thing. And then we're going to start putting some wingy bits on. Cheers, Annette. Good to see you. How you doing? Evening, Richard. Yes, I'm keeping well, pal. Thanks very much. Cheers, mate. I did notice your build earlier on. Yours kind of pops up on my screen a lot. So next up we've got these wingy bits. Most of it's black. See that? We've got to build this top bit here on the each of the spars. Then there's this little bit here to put on, a little bit of interior green on the back of it, and then it's there, and it's all in black. And then we'll start going on to the wing carry on and doing that. So all good, and then it should all click on and look like that once it's done. So yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, Michael, looking forward to the forthcoming new Airfix Tempest, Mosquito and Wellington 2 kits, but the B.III should be next. Yeah, B.III should be next. Yeah, I quite like. I'm not. You don't see me building jets very often. Now I did do the Lightning, the 148 Lightning by Airfix, the new. You know, back then it was a new one, not that long ago. I've only been building for 5-6 years, so it's quite recent tooling. And I get this notion with a jet now and again and go, oh, I like that, and buy it. And then I wish I hadn't. Nothing wrong with the kit, it's just me personally. And I've kind of had that kind of silly notion again when I saw the Vampire. So, but then I had that silly notion and got the Kitty Hawk F-35B. So I won't learn from my mistakes. The worst thing about I had personally with the Lightning, now it did turn out great and blah blah blah, and everyone said, oh wow, but I had to strip the whole 148 Lightning and start again twice before I got it to how I wanted it. And what had happened was, when I was airbrushing, doing the metal finish, I got the black lovely, and then when I went to do the metal finish, it's the aerodynamics of the Lightning wings. When I was spraying the metal finish, it gave the same kind of air circulation spiral between the fuselage and the wing root as it would aerodynamically when it's flying, with the air flying across, and it messed up right on that wing root, and I couldn't quite get the finish how I wanted it. So I stripped it and done it again, and then stripped it and done it again before I managed to get it how I wanted it, which kind of put me off jets for a little while. But that's life. Oh no, don't change it, Richard. I want to be flooded with updates. Don't change it, buddy. I enjoy getting the updates and seeing the updates. Don't change nothing. You're absolutely fine. I would rather that than not see nothing. Because I want to see things, but I just kind of get too busy to check out people's things. So when it pops up on my feed, that's great. Don't change it, for crying out loud. Means I know you're okay for starters. So you just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change it. Tag me. Make it even more in my face. Right. So I've got my silly little, as you saw, I've just cut my silly. I always set it on the instructions. Just a habit, but a good habit. And then I can just go like that. Yeah, don't change your settings for whatever you do. Right, that goes in there. And that. Should maybe start with the inner one actually, because pulling all these apart and bending them and all that. If I start on that inner one, then I'm not popping the others out doing it. You know what I mean? What's going on? Right, these are a bit tight. Wow, that is really kind of tight too. Mark didn't warn me about that. Right, these are a little bit, these slots are a little bit tight as well. You like the early jets, the Vampire, but not so much the newer ones. Bet you buy the new fix. The new Airfix Vulcan. To be honest, probably not, mate. I actually built the old one. It's hanging up in my boys' room. Yeah, I know there was like a lot of. This is gonna be fun. I know there was a lot of work involved to get it done, but it was worth doing in the end. Right, I've got a few bits of issues here. A little bit too knit tight there. I'm just gonna see if that helps. Slot's really tight to get that in. I'm just wondering if that's astonishing. That's just proper, like, not quite right. You know what I mean? That's just that little bit too tight. I keep saying that. I don't want to force it either. I've not got a file small enough to fit in that hole. Oh, there you go. Super. Yeah, it's got it. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get one side on first. Evening, Stephen. Well, how about it, pal? All good? So I'm just going to glue that on. I'm going to leave this side for a minute because you got to kind of bend it a little. And I've got it, if I can get all these ones sitting right, then I can play with them ones once this is dry. So then I'm not popping it back out again. If that makes sense. Because I don't want to mess it up. So I've got it lined up and I'm just going to leave it as that. Evening, Popper. Michael, and is it Jarek? Jarek? Right. Marilyn. I'm trying to get this little one in. Oh, that one went in easy. That's good. At least one went in easy. It's the Lancaster vamp. Come on. See, the good thing is with this glue, just softens it enough. Now, and then this one. It's a little bit fiddly. What's that? Alistair signing off. Take care, pal. Keep yourself safe, and I'll be back. Today is Thursday. I'll be back Thursday, pal. But tag me on anything. Don't be shy. I like seeing people's builds and being tagged on them. This is really kind of, for one eye, it's a bit fiddly, to say the least. Just going to get out a little file again. He's the first one back to front. Right, we should try again. I'm not saying nothing, Colin, apart from cheers, pal. See, what would I do without you guys? How you doing, Arch? See, Colin must save you again. Yes, mate. I had it the wrong way around from the instructions. And good old Colin clocked it. So I was actually fitting it on the wrong side. As you do, you know. Evening, Ron. Evening, Conrad. Oh man, what a day. It's easy done, you know, it is what it is. End of the day, we got it sorted. If I get that pushed over to there. Ready. In there. In there. And that one will fit in there. Like that. Hopefully. Hopefully that'll soften it enough for me to get that pushed in. Like that clicking noise there. What you like. That one there. There we go. That's right. Yep. They're all in. Hopefully they'll stay in. Cheers, Colin. Good man. So they're all in there. And there they are in all their glory. And they're all clicked in nicely. And where they should be. All good. Cheers, Ron. It was nearly a disaster, but thanks to old Fester Colin, he spotted something that I was actually gluing them all on the wrong wing, as you do. But yeah, it was luckily the glue's still damp, so it's resolvable, no problem. Did I see the Scottish National Show's been cancelled? I reckon they'll all get cancelled this year. Yeah, mate. I got an email because I go there obviously as a trader and as a display because our model club guys, and sadly the veterans and that lot that are, you know, run the club for, we're not going to be able to display there, so we got the email straight away. It is what it is. It's better to keep everyone safe than have a show, and obviously you can't roll out a show if the vaccinations are not there, and especially with this new one that's going about. So there'll be many more shows over the years to come. So, you know, better safe than sorry. Cheers, Colin. You're definitely a lifesaver, mate. Because I looked at that one off air and I'd have gone, that's wrong. And then I'll have had to put the glue on it, reactivate it, take it apart, swap it over. So you sold me a world of hurt. World of hurt there. It is what it is, you know. I tell you, the ones that I'm terrible with is the Hawk. The Red Arrows Hawk, and I've done a few versions of the Hawk. And the canopy fits both ways. But it can only go on one way, otherwise it's the wrong way around. Because there's the little bar that's on the inner bit, and if it sits wrong, and the amount of times I've glued them on and the canopy's the wrong way around, it's unreal. Yeah, well, maybe next year, Michael, you can get there and we can meet. You know what I mean? You'd like to go as an exhibitor, yeah. I mean, we run the model club with the Models for Heroes. You know, behind me there's the box for donations and stuff. So we were really looking forward to it, but unfortunately, it weren't meant to be. Is what it is, you know. You know, oh, it's a moose. Some over in the States is like that too. So, Moose is saying some cancelled over there. I mean, I kind of expected it because the Perth show, the Scottish Nationals, it's the first show of the year. We kind of was hoping, but we kind of knew as well at the same time, you know. Um, will Telford go ahead? Well, who knows? There's a lot of speculation going on and whatever, but no one knows. You know, hopefully, fingers crossed it does, but if it doesn't, it just means we can all meet up next year and have a wonderful time, and we'll all be safe. You like Perth in general? Have you been to Scale Scotland Airborough? Yes, we went there. Not not last year, the year before. I took a load of the club veteran guys to Scale Scotland. We had a fab time. It's at B.III Murrayfield rugby field. It's um, it's not the biggest show. It's very kind of tight in big big conference area kind of rooms, like a thin corridor and all that kind of thing. But it's a great show. It's a 1 day event, so the guys loved it. It showed the guys that obviously all the guys that I teach at the club and all that, they're beginners. You know, some of them are a little bit more advanced now, but they were all beginners when they first started. And I kept saying to them, "You're doing a great job, blah blah blah. You're doing a great job, you know." And they took it on the chin and carried on doing what they were doing. And I like to push the boundaries with them, make them do a bucket with a fish and things like that, detailing. And when I took them to Scale Scotland over in Edinburgh, where you're on about, they were amazed at not only the builds but how well they're doing, which I thought was great because it really boosted their confidence going to a model show. Because they realised that it's not just me saying how well they were doing and people just being nice online. They actually could physically see how well they were doing, which was great for their morale and whatnot, and just fantastic. Just to see their faces was worth every minute, you know. You won gold twice with a 1/700 ships. Now you see 1/700 is a rather little one. Oh right, maybe I did, mate. Just not paying attention. Um, you know, one eye, mate. You know, if I'm walking past and it's on that side, you got no hope. You know, I have people just come up to me and go, Fred, because they know if you don't, I'm not going to see you. So next time you see me, if you see me walking about in an Alclad top or my Modelers United one with Fred written on it, and you see me at a show, just grab hold of me. Just blatantly go, Fred, how you doing? You know what I mean? Because otherwise, my head's all over the shop. Well, that's me hour, fellas. I know some of it's been yapping, but we've got our fuselage half together, which is great, and it fitted. We got our little mappy in there on the table and our other decals. We got our wing spars started there, thanks to Colin pointing out a little mistake I was making, so that made a world of difference. And yeah, so there we go. we're actually starting to look like a plane. Next time we'll get the other side on, clean it up a little, and we'll start doing this wing assembly down here, and we'll start cracking on with that. So I'd like to finish something and add to the contest at our next show at some time. Yeah, you should. You're really good, Moose. You know, your stuff's great. I can't do what you do. I'll be honest with you. That Warhammer lark is such tiny writing, it's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? That tiny detailing, it's just mind blowing. Airfix Whitley kit as a map decal too. Yeah, I built the Whitworth Whitley. It was a great build. I built it when it first came out. Well, that's it for me. Really good to chat with everyone, and thanks very much for everyone popping by on Facebook and YouTube. You've all been great. Of course, you know I love you to bits. It's all great and good fun. You know where I am on social media. Just drop me a line, say a message, say hi, tag me on your posts, do whatever you want to do. Do you know what I mean? I'm around, and I'll see you all on today's Tuesday. I'll see you all on Thursday at 7 o'clock, and we'll carry on again. So take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.